The Prophet ﷺ described Najashi, of course his name, Najashi is not his name. Najashi is his title. Just like we say the Caesar. The Caesar is not the name of one emperor, it is this title. Just like we say the King of England. It's the King, the Caesar. The Emperor of Persia is called Khusro. The Emperor of Abyssinia was called Najashi, or the Negus in English. And the Najashi, his name actually was Ashuma. The actual name of his was Ashuma. The Najashi was a Christian king, and the Prophet ﷺ said, this is interesting, he is a just king. Why is he a just king? Because he does not persecute his subjects, and he does not interfere in their religion. Notice, allowing people the freedom to worship is considered to be a just kingdom. Now, there are some narrow-minded Muslims amongst us who think that an Islamic state is a utopic Islamic state would be one in which all freedoms are banned of religion. You have to be a Muslim, and if you're not Muslim, then you have 1,000,001 restrictions on you. Our Prophet ﷺ is praising a Christian king, calling him a just king. Why? Because you have the freedom to worship. Now, is it possible that a Christian can be praised for this freedom, and yet our Sharia tells us that we shouldn't have this freedom? Think about it. I'm just asking you to think about it. Is it possible that a Christian king can be praised, that he is a just king, he has a malikun adil? Why? Because he's not going to persecute you for your faith. The government, the Islamic government, does not have the right to ban other religions. We're talking about ideal Islamic government, if it even exists, and of course it doesn't exist. I'm talking about this utopic government that some of our more narrow-minded, overzealous youngsters especially daydream about. It's not a real vision. And historically speaking, we have always had non-Muslim minorities living in Muslim lands. Always. If that were not the case, 10% of Egypt is still Coptic Christian. 10%. I mean, do you think that for 14 centuries they have this freedom? And it is un-Islamic to infringe on those freedoms. Now, no doubt that the laws were slightly different. There's no question about that. But in essence, the government cannot ban a religion. It cannot, and scholars have differed. Does this apply only to Judaism and Christianity, or other religions as well? And the correct opinion is it applies to any religion. What is the evidence for this? When the Muslims conquered Persia, the Prophet ﷺ only said Jews and Christians. It's true. He said that. When the Muslims conquered Persia, the Persians were of what religion? Zoroastrians, Parsis, Zoroastrians, Majus, right? And so they by unanimous consensus, and the Majus are fire worshippers, they are not Ahl Kitab, right? By unanimous consensus, the Muslims accepted them as basically similar to Ahl Kitab, right? And therefore the correct opinion, and Ibn al-Qayyim, Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned this, is that this applies to any religion, even paganism. And this is, of course, the Muslims of India, the Mughals of India, they follow this position, right? That even if you're a pagan, doesn't matter. We're not gonna ban the religion. No doubt there are different laws. Nobody's saying that. You know, you cannot proselytize. Clearly, yes, you cannot proselytize to your faith. But you cannot ban the religion. You have the right to worship in your centers of worship and do in your localities as you please. And this is something that the Islamic Sharia guarantees. And this shows us that the perception that many non-Muslims have of our religion, and even some of our overzealous Muslim brothers, this is an incorrect perception. The fact of the matter is, we are guaranteed the freedom to practice our faith, whatever that faith might be, in an Islamic state.